龙哥，你现在进直播间？那我进去了。Hello, everyone. This is Will. How are you? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, type one in the chat box and let me know. And we have 5 minutes to get started. What is that beautiful number here?龙哥，你提前5分钟发还是？ Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, if the voice and the screen is just okay to you, please tap 1 in the chat box and let me know. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's Fast Calculation Skills Lesson 1. If my voice and the screen is just okay, please type 1 in the chat box. Is everything okay? Can you hear my voice? Hello? All right. Thank you. Thank you for your response. And we will start in 3 minutes. So everyone, please get a pen and a piece of paper because we're gonna do some calculation with Will today. Okay, everyone? Do you get your paper ready and your pen ready? If you get that ready, tap 2 in the chat box. Okay, tap 2 in the chat box if you got the paper ready. Okay, so Matt Geese is the first one get the paper ready. Very good. I got so many old friends in this room. Okay, so 2 minutes. Hi, how are you? Hi, Kathy and Kai. And okay, so I think that is Henry, right? Have you finished the homework today? Yes, Chill. How are you? Okay, Cassie. Go ahead. Oh, we can, have a chat. Maybe I can just close this one. Oh, Kathy, can you speak? Well, Cassie, how are
Yes.
you? Do you finish the homework today?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Is that hard?
No.
Oh, it's not hard. Wow,
Yeah.
so good. Because I think lesson 5 is it's not that easy. All right, so I think it's time to start. So I'm gonna finish this communication here. All right. Rachel, how are you? So 1 last minute. And we got 43 students in our room, in our class today. So it's time to get started, everyone. Welcome to today's lesson. My name is Will, and I have 7 years teaching experience in Think Academy. And, I graduated from the University of Southern California, which is in the Los Angeles, which is a beautiful city and beautiful school. So basically, that's all about me. And everyone, just get your paper ready. We are going to learn some fast calculation skills. Okay, are you ready? So the first method is called rounding method. Before we go, let me ask you some questions. So first calculation that I give you is just 100 times whatever, say 957. And that is one of the calculation that I gave you, okay? And the second one is just 99 times the same number. So everyone, tell me, which one do you prefer? Which one is easy to do? Tap that type. For me, it's number 1 or number 2. Which one is easier? Of course, it should be number 1. Because whenever you do 100 times something, you just add 2 zeros at the end, right? So the answer is just, this one, right? 95,700. But you see, it's 99 is so close to 100, right? So how can I use the rounding method to do the fast calculation here? We can just convert that 99 into 100. But if you convert 99 into 100, you add what number to it? You add what number to it? You just add 1 to it. So that's why we need to take away 1 from 100 and then times this number here. All right. And then we're going to use that distributive law. So we times 100 to this number and then take away 1 times that number. So the answer should be this one. Take away 957. And we all know that it's much easier when you do this subtraction than you do this multiplication itself directly, right? So that is the rounding method, everyone. Does it make sense to you? If you think that's good, give me a 6. Type me a 6, everyone, in the chat box. Do you understand what is going on here? Are you ready to do some practice? Okay, very nice. So, rounding method practice number 1 here. Do you get the paper ready? Everyone, just write down the question first. The first one is that you see 2.99 plus 29.99 plus 299.99 plus 2,999.99. Okay, you write down that question. So everyone think about it. This 2.99 is really close to a beautiful number. What is that number? Type that in the chat box. Tell me. What is that number? 2.99. Oh, someone just gave me the final result. So good. It's really close to 3. Yes. So let's do this step by step. The first step. Because it's really close to 3, so it equals to 3, take away 0.01. Are we good? So I'm going to give you 1 minute. You just finish all the others by yourself. As for this one, this term, and this term, and that equals to 30, right? Also take away 0.01 and plus 300, take away 0.01, and finally add 3,000, take away 0.01. And now, what is next? I'm gonna add all of this, you see, we're gonna add all of these 3, 30, 300, and 3,000, these integers all together, right? So what do I get? That's going to be 3, 3, 3, 3. And take away how many of 0.01? 4 of that. Okay, so be really careful. You need to take away 4 times 0.01. So basically it should be 3,333, take away 0.04. So what's the final answer, everyone? Type that answer in the chat box. Let me know. Yes, Jasmine, you're right. Okay. So I guess everyone have already got the correct answer. That should be 3,332.96 here. Oh, could it be 55? No, it's not 55. 96. All right, are we good? Can I move on? Because I cannot see the video from you, so if you are good, give me the correct answer. Yes. So I guess I can move on. Let's go to the second one. You see, as for the second one, it will be a little bit different. So what about I just give you like 1.5 minutes. You just try to solve this one by yourself first. Okay? I have already the time. 1.5 minutes, everyone. Try to find the answer. Tell me. Is that different? Is that different as the previous question? Of course, they are not the same. All right, I guess someone have already know the final answer. Dan, you're right. That's correct. So I guess in our class, we got so many masters of calculations. So good. So too many nice here. Yes, you're right. Okay. All right. So everyone, I think time is up. So many of you have already get the correct answer. So it's time for me to explain this to you. So 2.9 is really close to 3, right? So basically that's the same. So 3 take away 0.1. But for the second one, it should be 30 take away, it's not 0.1. You need to add one more zero here, right? So take away 0.01 and add 300, take away 0. So going to be 20 after the decimal point. And then we need to add 3,000 and take away 0.0001. Yes, are we good? So we can move on. That should be 3,333 and take away. This time, it's not 4 times 0.01. It's just 0. You need to take away the sum of these 4 decimals altogether. And that should be 0.111 and 1. So for the last step, you need to pay extra attention to that. Don't make any silly mistakes. That should be 3,332.888 and 9. Are we good, everyone? Is that the final answer? Okay, if that is correct, you can just tap the yes or okay. Yep, that's right. All right, so everyone, it's time to move on. And let's take a look at this distributive law and number pairs. But I think in the long-term courses, we have already talked about that. So let's just do some review here, okay? The revision. And does anyone remember the number pairs? How many number pairs that we have learned before? How many? You remember? You remember how many number pairs that we have learned before? That's a lot of numbers. Yeah. So the first one is super easy. I guess everyone knows that. It's 2 times 5. 2 and 5, they are friends. They work really well together, right? Because if you times them together, that gives 10. And 10 is a beautiful number, right? And after that, what do we have? If you times 2 by 2, you get 4. And also, if you times 5 by 5, you got 25. And we all know that 4 times 25 is going to be 100. Okay, and after that, let's do the same thing. I think you have already know the pattern here. If 4 times by 2, that will be 8. And 25 times by 5, which is 125. Because we times 2 and 5 and save time, so basically just times 10, you just times 10 at the end, right? So 100 times 10, that is 1,000. Oh, someone gives me 1 plus 1 all the way, you got 10. Okay. But that is not the, it's not the number pairs. We also talk about number pairs, which is, multiplication. And after that, this thing, maybe some of you have never known before, but in the long-term courses, I think you have already know that. 3 times 37, what is that number? 101, right? So basically 3 of ones. The shape is really beautiful, right? And after that, what do we have? Do you still remember that 3 numbers times all together gives us 1001. Does anyone remember that? That three numbers. They are all prime numbers. And I just ask you to remember that. Yep, so that should be 7, 11, and 13. Everyone, this is really good. This is really important. 7 times 11 times 13 gives us 1001. All right, so let me ask you in another way. If I ask you that three integers times together, the answer is 1001. It must be these three numbers. Okay, remember that. Remember that conclusion. And one more thing is that you don't need to remember that, just have fun. It's the number called the number without 8. So what's that number? It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because it's called number without 8, right? So after 7, you just have a 9 here. And if you times this number by 9, guess what? Anyone guess what you get? I'm gonna write the result here. If you use 1, 2, 3, so let's say, how do we call it? It should be 12,345,679 times by 9. What did you get? All right, someone give me the final answer. Yes, you're right. So the answer is just this. It's really beautiful number. You got 9 of ones. If you don't believe that, you can just use the calculator to test it. If you use this number, which is called number without 8, times by 9, you got 9 of ones here. It looks like magic, right? So it's no need to remember this, just have fun. Okay, just enjoy this number. All right, so, but for these, for these 4 number pairs, you must remember that. Someone said 8 got kicked out. Yep. And for the distributive law, everyone, I'm gonna give you the letters to represent it. If you do A times B plus C, I think it's super easy for us, for us year 6 students, right? So it's just equal to A times B plus A times C. That's it. Easy peasy. All right. Are we good? I finished the notes of this page. Can I move on? If I can move on, just give me emojis. Can you send me emojis? A smile emojis. Are we good, everyone? Can I move on? Are you ready to solve some questions about number pairs? Okay. That's right. So let's move on. Oh, someone just typed emojis, E-M-O-J-S for me. Okay, the first question. Let's multiply 37 by 23. Let me ask you, is that 23 a multiple of 3? Because we know that 37 is a friend of 3. Tell me. Is that 23 a multiple of 3? Yes or no? 23, is that 23 a multiple of 3? Think about it carefully. It's not. Because 3 times 8, you got 24. It's not 23. So what should I do? You remember that distributive law, everyone. Because we do have 3 in 23. So you can do this thing. 37 times 20 plus 3. Okay? Now you can use that number pairs. So 37 times 20 first plus 37 times by 3. And that should be 740 plus 111. So the final answer could be really easy to get, right? Everyone tap the final answer for me in the chat box. What's your answer? What is your final answer to this question? Yes, Caden, you're right. That is 851. Be careful, it's 51, not 41, it's 51. All right. So basically that's all for the first question. Let's move on to the next one. You see, we got 99 here. Do you find 99 here? It's really close to what number? Tell me. It's really close to what number, 99? You need to get used to use that method. Yeah, 99 is really close to 100. So it's just 48 times 100. Take away 1, right? And let's use that distributive law here. So 48 times 100 and take away 48 times 1. So basically, it's just 48. So 4,800 take away 48. What do we get here? What do we get here, everyone? What do we get here? It's 4,752. Yes, you're right. Are we good to move on, everyone? Is that hard? I think it's super easy for you to get the final answer, right? Just get used to that method we're talking about today. All right, so let's move on. I'm going to give you 2 seconds. Try to solve the first 2. Question number 1 and question number 2 in this page. Someone see John Cena. Got nothing to do with this course, right? Everyone, tell me, how can you use that number pairs to solve these 2 questions? 37 times 13 and 37 times 27. What do you get? Okay, I guess. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean 2 minutes, not 2 seconds. My bad. What is that 2 answers? The first one is 481. Yes, all right. What about the second one? We know that 27 is a multiple of 3, right? Okay. Yep. I guess all of you has already know how to use that method. Okay, because as I have already seen so many correct answers, so I think it's time to get started. So 37. We know that 13 is not a multiple of 3, but we do have a 3 in 13, which is 10 plus 13. So it means we need to use that distributive law here. So 37 times 10 plus 3, right? And then that should be 37 times by 10 plus 37 times 3. So 370 plus 111. So the answer should be 481 as a result. And let's move on to the next one. We know that 27 is a multiple of 3, which is 3 times by 9. So 37 times, so let's put that in a bracket first, which is just 3 times by 9. And then we're going to remove that bracket. Let's do this 37 times 3 first, because they are really good friends. Okay, times by 9. And you know that it's just 3 of 1s times by 9 is just 999 as a result. All right, so the last one, how do you solve that? Is there any relationship between 3 and 79? Think about it. Yes or no? How do we do that? Is there any relationship between that? Someone say yes, someone say no. The reason why I put this number here is just want you to know that whenever you see 37, just try to find another multiplier is that have some relationship with 3, but does that mean we always have the relationship? No. It doesn't mean that we always got that relationship. So if you do 37 times 79, there's no relationship between this number and 3. So let's just use that long multiplication. Okay, 37 times 79. you need to use that one. So, and when you finish the calculation, what you get, tell me. Would you like to do this step by step? 37 times by 9. Do we know that? Do we know that? 37 times by 9. Because you know 37 times by 3 is just 111. And times by another 3, so we know that it must be 333. All right? So let's do 37 times by 7. What is that number? It's 259. And when you add that two numbers all together, it should be 3 at unit digit, 3 plus 9, which gives us 12. And that'd be 9 and 2 here. So the final answer, 2,923. Are we all good, everyone? Can I move on? Can I move on? Nope. Okay, I'm gonna give you 1 minute to take the notes for this page. Okay, 1 minute to take the notes. All right, we don't talk about okay, someone do 37 times 80 take away 1. Okay, that works. That works. That works. That is a good way. Can I move on? I guess I can move on. It's already 1 minute. All right, so everyone, we're moving on to the next question. Focus on the courses, okay? Focus on the courses. See, in this one, we are given this information. Given that 568 times 763 equals to this number here. How can we use this information to solve these two problems? Think about it, everyone. Is there any relationship with that between these two calculations and the given information here? Tell me, do we have the relationship? Can you type the, the method that you're gonna use here? All right. I guess Mina has already given me the correct answer. Yes. Also so it's a Chinese character which is called 经典. You're right. And also for volume, yes. So I guess it's time to get started. Because we know that if we times 568 by this number, we will get this one. And you see, we do have this 568, but this 764 is one more than the given number here. So we're going to use that distributive law here. Means 568 times 763 plus 1. Yes, are we good? Now we can just times every term in that bracket. Say, what do you have? 568 times 763 at 568 times by 1. All right, and we have already know that this whole part should equal to 433,384 and plus 568. So it's much easier for you to do the multiplication, the addition, than the multiplication. Okay, so let's see what's the answer. What's the answer is 433,952. That's the answer. Okay, send me a sum up if you get the correct answer, everyone. Do you get the correct answer? Give me a sum up. Let me know. Are we good? Yeah. So let's move on to the next one. Think about it. How do we use this same method to solve the next one? I'm gonna give you like 1.5 minutes. Okay, 1.5 minutes to solve the second one by yourself first. The second one, what you get? Okay. Someone has already given me the correct answers. Perfect. Good. You are the master of the fast calculation. All right. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. So basically, it's just a subtraction, right? As the last step. You just use that 433,384, take away a number, then you get the answer. All right. So let's get started to the next one. You see here, the 763 is just the same as a given information, right? But this number, this multiplier here, with a star next to it, it's not the same. So we're going to change that into 568. But if I change that to this number, I'm going to take away 1 from that. So times this number. So let's move on to the next step. You're going to times every term in the bracket by the 763. So 568 times 763, take away 763. See what you get? It's just the 433,384, take away this number. So tell me what you got, everyone. What's the number that you got? Yes, you're right. So that would be 432,621. That's the final answer. Are we all good? Did you get it? Very nice. So I'm gonna give you 30 seconds to take notes of this page, and then we're gonna move on. All right? And that's the finish of the distributive law. And after that, we're going to the inverse way of this law. We call that find the common factor. Okay, 10 seconds. All right, so we're going to move on to the last part today. Find the common factor. Let's take a look at this first question. I'm going to use the first example for you. You see, we got a multiplication here and add another multiplication and then add one more multiplication. Can you tell me, for these three terms, which one is a common factor? Which one is a common factor? Which one is a common factor? Tell me. Yes, 98. So that equals to 98. We can extract 98 out and just times the sum of other multipliers here. So that should be 12 plus 34 plus 54. So what do you get, everyone? Tell me. What do you get? That is 98 times what number? If you add 12, 34, and 44 all together, that is 100. So that's a good number, right? So the answer is really straightforward. You just add 2 zeros at the end of 98. So it's 9,800. All right, so let's move on to the next one, everyone. I'm gonna leave this to you. Try to solve this one by yourself, okay? Try to solve this one by yourself. The first step, try to find the common factor and then extract that out times the sum of some other multipliers here. Once you finish, type your answer in the chat box. See who is the first one. Okay, I have already got the first correct answer. I have already got the correct answer. Oh, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6, 5, 8 correct answers here. Yes, that's right. That's 5,000. You're right. And the common factor is really straightforward to find, right? It's just 25. And use 25 times 177 plus 69 and then take away 46. So be really careful when you do the calculation. So this one in the bracket, that should be 200. Okay? And now for the last step, you just do that 2 times 25 first. That gives you 50 and then add that to 0 at the end. So 5,000 here. All right. And we have 3 more questions to talk about today. I'm going to move on to the next one. Everyone look at this question here. Do we have some common factors? Think about it for this one. If you think we do have some common factors, give me a sum up for this question. If you don't think we have that, give me a sum down. Do we have that common? Yep. Someone said it's 3/8. Is that 3/8? Yes or no? Okay. So many sum up means we do have a common factor here. So before we go to this question, I'm going to give you some, really common conversion between the fractions and the decimals. So one is that a quarter. We know that is 0.25. And what about 3/4? That is 0.75. Okay? So remember that too. And some more knowledge you need to know is that 1/8, 1/8 equals to what decimal number? Does anyone know that? 1/8. I want you to remember this. They're gonna help a lot. Yes, 0.125. What about this one? 3/8. What is that number? What is that decimal number here? Do you know that? It should be, 0.375. And after that, what is 5/8? What is that? Try to remember all of this. 0.6, 2, and 5. Okay? And last one you need to remember is that 7/8, which is 0.8795. So I'm going to give the stars to it because it's really important. So once you know that, let's go to this question. You will find that 37.5% is really like this number, right? And actually they are the same. So let's just convert all these fractions into decimals. So these percentages should be 0.375 times 3.1 and add. We know that 3/8 is just this number as well. So let's move on, times 7.3 and then take away 0.4 divided by a fraction. When you do divide the fraction, you just times the swap of numerator and denominator, right? So it means times 3/8. So it's also times 0.375. So we can just extract that 0.375 out, then times 3.1 add 7.3 and take away 0.4. Are we good? So what's the answer, everyone? Tell me the final answer. Tell me directly. Yes, you're right. So in the bracket, it's just 10. And 10 times there, 0.375 is 3.75. So that's the final answer here. Okay? So you do learn something today, right? Try to remember all of these conversion between the fractions and the decimals. It's really helpful. All right. So everyone, let's just move on to the next question here. Do we have some common factors here? What is that common factor in this question? Do we have that? The common multiple? Oh, I mean the common factor, sorry. Do we have the common multiple? Yes or no? Yes. What is that? 1.29. Yes, you're right. So let's do this together. 1.29 times 0.16 and just leave it here. And for the next term, you'll find it's not 1.29, it's 0.129. So we're going to convert that one into the same term, the same number. Okay? So we're going to convert that into 1.29, means we times 10 to that. So to make the value never change, we need to divide this 26.4 by 10. Right? So that should be 2.64 times this number to make the value the same. Understand? You get it? Are we good? All right, so let's move on. And you have 1.29 here and 5.2 times 1.29. And last one is 0.0129. So it means you need to times 100 to that to get 1.29. So make the value never change. You need to divide by 100 to 100 to 200, right? So 200 divided by 100, that is just 2. So now we are ready to extract the same factor, which is just 1.29. So 1.29 times 0.16 at 2.64 and then add for 5.2 and then add 2. So tell me, what's the final answer here? Do you get that? Everyone, focus on the courses. Do not talk about other things. Okay? So it should be 1.29 times by 10. So the answer is 12.9. That's it. That's the final answer here. Yep. So I'm going to give you 10 seconds. You're going to use the time to do the screenshot of this page. Okay? Yep. So last question today. It's also about find the common factors. So we got 3 different terms here, and this is the term 1, and this is term 2, and this is term 3. So tell me, which 2 terms has the common factors? Which 2 terms have the common factors? 1, 2, 2, 3, or 1, 3? Do you find that? Yep. It's just 1 and 3. You're right. It's 1, 3. We all have that 7, 8, 1, 6 in 1 and 3, right? So let's try to solve these 2 first. I'm going to write 70.6 times 1.45 at this third term first. That will be 169 times 0.7816. And now if I want to convert this number into 78.6, means I need to times 100 to that, right? So let's just convert that one. If I convert this number into 78.6, means I times 100 to that. So I need to divide by 100 to another multiplier to make the answer never change. So if you divide by 100 to 169, you will get 1.69. Are we good? So now we are ready to extract the common factors. And don't forget to add that last term here is 3.14 times 21.84. All right, so let's just put these two in a bracket, make it clear. And let's take out this 78.16 and then times the sum of 145 at 1.69. Add these two. So everyone tell me, what do you get when you do the calculation in the bracket? Tell me, what do you get in the bracket? When does the lesson that? So this one will be the last question. Last question today. Once we finish, so that's the end of the course. Yes, you got 3.14, right? Okay. All right. So 78.16 times 3.14 at 3.14 times 21.84. And now we do have some new common factors here, which is, someone said it's pi. So it's really close to pi, but not yet. But not exactly, right? So let's extract that out. So 3.14 times the sum of these two numbers. So let's put that into a blue circle. The sum of this, ooh, why is that move? There's two numbers, right? So when you add that two numbers, what do you get? So Selena knows every term of the pi, right? Okay, so let's focus on this question. It should be 78.16 plus 21.84. So what do you get when you add these two numbers together? You get a beautiful number, which is 100. So 3.14 times by 100, what do you get? 314, right? So that's the final answer. So you see, before we go, we see that this question is so complicated because you need to times decimal numbers. But if you be really careful, okay, you do the observation, try to find that, the common factors, step by step, you'll find the answer is really straightforward. It's really easy. All right, so everyone, that's the last question today. And the next page is just see you tomorrow at the same time. So everyone, do you enjoy this course today? Do you learn something new today? Well, that will be really good. Have a nice day, everyone, and we'll meet you at the same time. We're going to learn some more useful and helpful fast calculation skills. And if you got any suggestions or comments, feel free to leave that in the chat box or the WeChat group and let me know. Okay, my name's Will, so see you tomorrow. Let's call it a day. Bye. Have a nice one. Bye. So it will start at 6:30 p.m. every day this week, from Monday to Friday. Okay, I'm gonna close this one. I'm gonna close this classroom. So see you next day. Okay, bye.